It's that time of week again. Yesterday was Wednesday, which means new comic books, which means a new weekly haul video. So once again, my name is Scott. This is Comic Book Hangover, and we're going to go through the books that I picked up this week. This is, once again, probably my favorite week of the month. It's Alterna Comics week. Now again, Alterna Comics, they publish books that range in price from 99 cents way up to $1.99. They're all done on newsprint. Most of them are miniseries, and they're done by monthly, so you're not overwhelmed. So basically, you can get 4 of their books, 4 of their regular price books, for $6. So, but this is what I got this week. Moving forward, the actual Roger, number 3 of 5. This one actually was a really fun issue. It brought in the idea of Child Protective Services when dealing with child sidekicks, or in this case, child wannabe sidekicks, or whatnot. But really fun book. I do recommend if you want to, have a good, fun superhero book to share with your kids. Actual Roger. Army of Darkness versus Bubba Hotep, number 4 of 4. This wraps up the series. We have 2 characters, both played by Bruce Campbell, teaming up and facing off against Deadites and Hoteps. Fun series, a lot of fun. Another Alterna book, Blood Realm. This is the 2nd volume and the 2nd issue of a 3-issue miniseries. This is just a really good, dark, and moody book. I mean, this is one of those books you should read at night, because I don't think it would have the same effect if you read it during the day. So really good stuff if you're looking for something that's kind of dark and kind of moody, a little bit of like a not very nice version of maybe Lord of the Rings. And the art that's inside is basically what you're seeing on the cover too. It's the same style. They do different coloring as the issue goes on. Deceased, number 2. This is one of the variant covers. I do have another variant cover coming in the mail at some point, probably later this month. But this is the one I grabbed today. Still a really good series. I think it's the 4-issue miniseries, and this is clearly going to be out of continuity, which makes it even more fun. So you can kind of read this like if you were reading the Marvel Zombies books. Totally out of continuity. Have fun. A lot of freedom with what they can do with these characters, and it's fun. It's fun. I actually I didn't think I'd be sticking with the whole thing, but I think I will. And it's actually kind of nice to have an event like this that is self-contained. There's no spin-offs or tie-ins or all that nonsense. So it's definitely not a Marvel event. Guardians of the Galaxy, the 2019 annual. They say annual number 1. It never made sense to me to put numbers on annuals. They should just put the years on them. But this is the Ron Lim variant. I got mainly because it has Darkhawk front and center. But we also have Adam Warlock, another one of my favorite characters, and Nova. There was another one that had Beta Ray Bill on it, but and I had to side with this one. So I was a Darkhawk fan long before I was a Beta Ray Bill fan. So, and seeing Ron Lim do Darkhawk is just awesome. This is one that came out actually last week. Horror Comics number 1 from Antarctic Press. This one, it's a good read. It's a good, fun horror book. My main reason for buying it is I am a huge fan of EC Comics, and anytime I see a book do an EC Comics homage cover, I will more than likely pick it up regardless of what it is. So I picked it up mainly because it's an homage cover. It's got the EC format on there, but it's really kind of good. Unfortunately, the cover does give away a little bit about what's going on in the story, so it doesn't leave a lot to imagination. But if the 2nd issue has a cover that's like this, I will definitely pick it up, because this was kind of a fun old school horror comic. This time, for in case you missed it, we wrapped up the Adam Wreck miniseries, so now it looks like they're going to be reprinting the Trespasser 4-part miniseries, and I believe this one was optioned for a movie or TV show. Post-apocalyptic, and as you can see, it's got a dad, he's got a daughter, something happened, so we'll say nuclear fallout, for lack of a better term, and then you add into the mix this little guy here. Take a little closer look there. That, blurry. That is an alien. So what happens between the father and the alien is really interesting, and where the story goes is It's unique. So if you missed it the first time around, if your local comic shop has this issue, it's only 99 cents. Like 99 cents. You can pick up the reprint of the first issue of Trespasser. I do recommend it. This was a really fun book. And the second issue of Jughead the Hunger versus Vampironica. I've never really read Jughead the Hunger, but the first issue focused mostly on Vampironica and her world with vampires. This one focuses mostly on Jughead the Hunger's world, which they're totally separate realities. And after reading this, I'm really seriously thinking about going back and getting the trade paperbacks for Jughead the Hunger. This is a neat idea. And one of my favorites of all time, Elvira, The Shape of Elvira, number 3. She's still trying to figure out the mystery of her coworker, who actually turns out to be more legit than she was led to believe. Sharky number 4. Again, another really fun book. In this one, there's more character development in this. As it seems to go along, and when the series first began, he reminded me a lot of Lobo in the terms of his crassness and his willingness to fight and all this sort of stuff. But as the series has progressed, he's gotten more more of a calm side to his nature, and really seems to make him more of a fleshed out character, not so much of an homage or a takeoff of Lobo, but he's really becoming his own character. I think this is only a 6-issue miniseries. I will be definitely sticking with it to the end, and if Mark Millar does anything more with this character, I will definitely be on board with it. It's a lot of fun. So this week we had 3 True Believers books. Going through real quick, Amazing Spider-Man. This is the first another reprinting of the first issue of Amazing Spider-Man. We have a Marvel team-up with Daredevil that was reprinted under the title of New Spider-Man. And the Web of Spider-Man, the introduction of the Spider Armor. And this one's kind of thick. I think this kind of reprints the full issue with maybe leaving out some of the peripheral stuff. And then this is also kind of a reprint, Unit 44, number 3 of 4. I have this already in a trade paperback, graphic novel, whatever you want to call it. But then they decided to put it out as a 4-issue comic book series, and I figured I'm going to get it. It's only $1.50, and you get more covers for it. But this is a lot of fun. If you haven't checked it out, I definitely recommend it. And finally this week, I'm sorry, I'm trying to wrap this up kind of quick. Finally this week, Wicked Righteous. This is the second volume, Exodus, number 2 of 6, by Terry Mayo, who's quickly becoming one of my favorite writers. This Wicked Righteous story in this world that he's created is a lot of fun. It's getting to the point. It's like you really have no idea what's going on. This, in a way, it kind of reminds me of The Walking Dead in the beginning, where you really were uncertain as to what is going on in this world. How dangerous really is it, and are any of these people actually going to survive? And it's kind of good, kind of good at to have that feeling in a comic book like this again. So, but those are the books that I picked up. I'm going to show you the wall again, as I like to do every week. It has changed a little bit. The pockets that I had, apparently the books were getting too heavy for the pockets, so they kind of fell. No books are really damaged at all. But I put them all back up. I kind of rearranged, kind of changed up the format a little bit. So let's go take a look at the wall. All right, and here we go. So as I said, we had to rearrange the wall a little bit. Actually, kind of like this a little bit better. But we've got all of the Alterna books. We've got Elvira, horror comics, everything except for the True Believers that I picked up this week, simply because I didn't have room for them on the wall, which is, I think it's the first time that's happened since I've been doing these videos. So once again, I know that I went through everything real quick this week. Didn't really get into any in-depth talks about any of these books in particular, but they're all very entertaining reads and all something different. I don't think there's really any kind of a theme that I could say that my wall has. Show the ladies up here a little bit as well. But yeah, once again, as I always say, anytime you go into your local comic shop, grab your usual stuff, check out something different. Like I said, the Alterna Comics, only $1.50, lowest price, 99 cents. You can get a reprint for 99 cents. And check them out. Check out something different. You might find a new book to read. Talk to the people who work there. Talk to the owners. Talk to the other customers. Figure out, try to find some new stuff, some different stuff. It's always good to expand your horizons with comic books. So that's it. I'm going to wrap it up this week. Hope everybody had a good new comic book week, and look forward to seeing other videos and other hauls to see who's getting what. And we will see you next week.